Chapter 3. Evening. Light rain is tapping softly against the window, steady and patient, like it had nowhere else to be. Outside, everything is sliding past in one thick, sticky ribbon. People, cars, street lamps, blurred faces under hoods. The wheels keep knocking out a rhythm that almost lulls me. Almost. Not enough to fall asleep, not enough to rest. Calm, lo-fi music is playing low in my headphones. The kind of repetitive, brain-dead beat that's supposed to make you relax but just feels like white noise for a life that has been put on pause. Through the music, I catch a voice. I turn my head to the right. A middle-aged man with two charming little daughters is asking if the seats next to me are free. I only give a weak smile and nod. I feel like a hollow shell, a background character in someone else's boring family commute. The central square is greeting me the way it always does. Overdressed, loud, and pretending it's the most important place on earth. Today I am dressed simpler. Jeans and a hoodie that smells like damp closet, but at least I've put on a smile. The only thing I still had in decent condition, the long curved streets paved with stone, are a cruel joke for my sandals, but I didn't really get to choose, did I? I pass a telephone pole and see a missing person poster. It's a boy named Max. I stare at it for a second, with a weird pressure building behind my eyes. The ghost of a memory of a boy who once followed me into a corridor. But then the beat in my headphones drops, and the thought vanishes like smoke. It's just a poster, just a part of the scenery. The beach is empty. Not quiet empty, truly empty, like somebody pressed mute on the whole coast. I walk to the water as if in a fog and drop into it, folding my legs into lotus pose. 15 degrees outside? Don't care. The water is clearly not warmer? Don't care. In that exact moment, I didn't care about anything at all. I came to talk. Fine, let's start. I stare into my reflection in the dark, salt water with a detached, almost bored look. Well, hello, friend. Friend in misfortune? Exactly. What is it this time? Nothing special, I say, and my voice sounds tired even to me. I always knew Louis was an inventive maniac, but this... Are you living in an illusion? Yes, this whole city is one big illusion. So it's definitely not reality. Nope. I can feel very strong magic around, everywhere. It feels like a thick layer of oil over the world, suffocating and smooth. They copy well then. They copy well. I agree. But like all living creatures, they make mistakes. Aren't you giving yourself too much honor, building all this just for you? It is too much, I say, picking up a small stone and throwing it as hard as I could into the dark water. But I'm the last of the royal vampire family. Everyone else is dead. The words taste like ash. My father, my clan, all gone while I sit in a lotus pose in a simulated ocean. So much power. And what's the point? I snap. If I can't use it, maybe you're using it in the wrong direction? Do you even hear yourself? I let out a short laugh with no joy in it. I am inside a spell so strong it makes my skin itch, and is clearly being held up by more than a dozen archmages in this very moment. Sorry, my reflection murmurs. Fair. And then annoyingly another thought came, sharp, clean, almost beautiful. You know, it's genius, I say, rising and stepping deeper into the sea. Lock me in a world where nobody stands out. Kill me with ordinary life. Who came up with that? A genius, truly. The water is climbing up my body with slow cruelty. Ankles, knees, stomach, chest. At my neck I stop. I stand there for about a minute and then my muscles begin twisting with violent cramps. My lips are already blue, bluer than the bluest postcard ocean somewhere on the Bahamas. I lift my hand out of the water and start whispering a spell. Nothing. Of course nothing. The suppression is absolute. Sleep is crawling over me like a heavy blanket soaked in lead. I try to find it, stubbornly, stupidly, and lose. That's how I fall asleep. Morning. Again my little room on the outskirts of the city. Honestly, they could have given me worse. This one is acceptable. The fridge is empty, only a carton of milk on the bottom shelf. No, today I'm not Leon. Maybe in another life. The mirror is dirty, but it's all I have. I lean closer and look at myself properly. I like my fangs. Yes, they look like I could tear through anything with them. But they're cute. Let people think whatever they want. And my eyes. Yes, red, but they glow. If you walk next to me at night, you'll never lose me. Only now they're glowing dimly. Life hasn't thrown me into a pit this deep before. I give my reflection a lazy smirk and head to the kitchen. Stomach needs fuel. Nothing heroic, but tolerable. A damp, unfriendly morning grabbed me the second I stepped outside. I was dressed wrong for the weather, and the cold held onto my muscles like a firm hand. The bus arrived, and I got in. We packed ourselves inside like sardines in a tin. Almost funny if you're in the mood to laugh at your own life. Ancient wired headphones from dinosaur times at least softened the gray around me. A few stops, boom, the center. And a triple portion of large fries, please. What? I snap back into reality. Do you need me to repeat? No. I wrote it down, I say quickly. Paying by card. Yes. Here you go, your receipt. Thanks. My head is spinning hard. The room tilts. The sound goes far away. 3, 2, 1. I'm falling. A tiny back room. They laid me across 2 chairs. My legs are hanging off awkwardly. Nastya is sitting nearby with a worried face. I smile inside. If anyone here is truly kind, truly human, it is her. Nastya, you didn't have to. Of course I did, Martha, she says, like I told a joke. What's wrong with you? I didn't eat anything since morning. What? Her voice cracks. The fridge is empty, no money. And where did it? Outside, I cut in. I was walking home after payday. There were 3 of them, I think. Nastya's face tightens. That's horrible, Martha. What are you going to do? Well, I say lightly because what else can you do? For today I have something, not a problem. I'll manage. Nastya's expression hardens. After your shift, you're coming with me, clear? Nastya, No, 8:30, by the fountain. Fine, I say, rolling my eyes, because it is easier than explaining my why kindness makes me tired. Well, hello again, Central Square. Today I am miserable. I didn't even put on my smile. As always, Nastya is late. She grabs my hand and drags me into a small, unremarkable cafe in the basement. It is packed, apparently a popular spot. A young waiter hurries over and immediately recognizes Nastya. He looks at me too and leads us to the far end of the room, where a tiny free table for 2 is awaiting by the wall. We barely sit down before Nastya orders something. I didn't even catch what. Doesn't matter. I trust her taste. How do you like the place? Cozy, I say. scanning the crowd, and judging by the people, probably tasty. Ah, you've got an eye, she smiles warmly. Now tell me, what's going on with you? What is there to tell? What's happening in your life, Martha? Like, in general? I don't want to talk about it, I say, and the light tasted familiar because the truth is I wanted to, desperately, to dump everything at once, to spill it out until I was empty, but how do I explain it to her? That none of this is real? That I'm not just Martha and she's not even really Nastya, but a programmed piece inside a giant simulation? No, her scripted little soul wouldn't survive that. She would break. Or I would. Nastya watches me for a moment and doesn't push. All right, friend, your choice. Thank you, I say quietly. And thanks for bringing me here. I can watch someone throw their life away, she replies. It's unbearable. If only you knew, I thought. If only you knew I'm already past the point where help means anything to me. And 2 cheeseburgers, please. By card? Yes. Here's your receipt. Back room again. 2 chairs facing each other like we're having a real talk, as if anything here is real. Nastya, I say, and my voice finally cracks. I can't do this anymore. I can't handle it. I feel like I'm about to snap. I get it, sweetheart, she says softly. But what can you do? That's life. What life? I hiss, and anger begins climbing up me like smoke up the chimney. I'm locked up, like an animal in a cage, and I'm rotting here for God knows how long, dying slowly. A cage? Nastya blinks. Martha, what cage? You chose this job yourself. I grab my head with both hands. Oh my God, why is this happening to me? Breathe, she says gently. And where are your parents? You never talk about them. They were killed, I cut, and my stare turns into ice. Nastya flinches. Oh, I'm sorry. I don't forgive you, I respond calmly. And now I'm going to try an idea. Forgive me in advance. I swing my arm and, with as much strength as my body has left, punch Nastya straight in the nose. I expected blood, screaming, consequences. Instead, her body darkens for an instant and then shatters into a swarm of golden sparks. Oh. Oh! I drop to the floor and start pulling them into myself, absorbing them like air. It's pure power. The Archmage's power, siphoned through their own program. One look into the dirty mirror. My eyes are glowing brighter. Bingo! A bug in the program. They didn't account for murder. Stupid. Later in the evening. The killer has slaughtered an entire fast food restaurant and disappeared in an unknown direction. Yes, that's me, I say in a cheerful tone and turn off the TV. Time to run a bath. God, how good. I part the foam and meet my reflection again. Well, friend, I murmur. Now things are going up, huh? I can see it, the reflection answers. I can hear it in your voice. How's the power? Solid boost, I admit. Not like the best years, obviously, but enough to start trying. I feel the stolen power buzzing under my skin. The golden cocktail of Archmage essence. Did you check the time? Yes. The number tastes bitter and sweet at once. A month and a half in this illusion world. Not bad. Doesn't matter, I cut in. The main thing is that we found the error. Now it's just the final step. We go? Wait. I hold on, smiling. One small thing left. I don't know how long that sour milk was in my fridge, but now it tastes like the most exquisite cocktail in the world, with unique aftertaste of victory. Well, hello, my dear Central Square. Today I am in a beautiful dress. The red velvet one they tried to use to mock my memories. And I've put my smile on too. Now it's my turn.